asked to do this video, and although there are like a bazillion of them on the internet, I'm going to go ahead and do it, but it's going to be a super duper quickie duper ooper not detailed one. So if you're just looking for a fast way to use regular graphics to print and cut, that's what this is going to be about. There are many videos on this, so by no means did I, invent the wheel here. Okay, so the question was, how do I do the print and cut of regular graphics? So basically, open a screen in your Silhouette software. This is, of course, for Silhouette. I don't know how to do it in any other machine. You want to turn on your registration marks. I have a Cameo or a Portrait. I don't think anybody's got the originals anymore. But anyways, it'll look something like this. You'll have your registration marks and stuff like that. I do have mine set so that my gray bar is gray cut, no cut area is straight across. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we're going to pick a graphic to maybe, here we go. Nah, I don't want to do those. Let's pick a harder one. Girls' Night Out. Okay, so let's do this wish. So what you want to do is open your graphic, drag and drop it into the software. So I opened it in a folder. This is on a Mac. It should work the same on a PC.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. I don't know if it's different on a PC, but I don't know why it would be because they all do drag and drop. So basically I opened the folder that I wanted to use the graphic out of, grabbed it, and I dragged it and dropped it into the software. And you get this. All right? These are so cute. It's too bad you can't get these anymore. They're from PC Crafter. I don't even know who drew them because there's their files never had any copyright information in them. Or not copyright. You're not allowed to use them for sale. But, anyways, they were so cute and that site closed down. That's off topic. So what you want to do is, now that you've got your graphic in there, all you could do is print. It wouldn't cut it out right now, but you could print it just like any other printable and cut it out by hand if you wanted, or design something with it or whatever. But we're going to print and cut. So we've drag dropped and here's our image. You want to go up to your trace option. So it says open a trace window. So we're going to do that. And we want to select the trace area. So all that I do, and again, there's 50 million different videos on this and 50 million different ways to do it, but this is how I do it. We are also not doing it for a really close cut, but you can do that yourself. I don't want to get into that kind of detail, but all you do is highlight the graphic, and you'll see that once you've let go of your mouse, it ends up looking something like this. I take off the high pass filter, I put on the low pass filter, and I change the threshold till most of the color is covered. Now again, if you're going to do really close cuts, you're going to want to work with this a lot more. You're going to want to play with it and make sure it's more perfect and that kind of stuff. We're not going to do that. We're going to do it with just a little tiny white border, and that way it's very forgiving. So I just go until most of it is covered. Like there's a string in the spider. We don't want to lose that. So you got to keep going until you see the string, and it'll look really kind of cartoony, if you will, but that's what you want. Once you've got it where you want it, and I have all of my edges, the spider is going to be covered, all the little details are going to be covered. You have a choice here. You can choose the regular trace, which is like this double butterfly, and what it'll do is it'll trace the outside image and these little cutouts that are on the inside. If you want to do that, you can do that. Or if you just want the outside, you want to leave these little white details that'll be on the inside between like her arm and her body and in between her boots and stuff, then you would just trace the outer edge. I'm going to do the full trace, and right here you can see that there are red lines in here. You can already tell that this is not going to be a clean cut if you do it right now, because it's not right up against the colors and that kind of stuff. Those take a lot of time, and if that's what you're into, you would just keep fiddling with it until you got it that way. We're just doing quick print and cut. So right now, this is a little too close. You could go ahead and cut it, but your spider is going to just be dangling by this little microscopic piece of paper, and it's just not going to be a very clean outline. So I'm going to show you how to do it. We still have these inner pieces. I'll show you how to remove those if you want. What you want to do is you want to click on the outline, and then you want the cut line, excuse me, the red line. You want to go up to offset, and what I do is I choose the offset button. Now you can see we have a great big one way on the outside. Oh my gosh, huge, right? Now, if you don't care if it's got a big white border, press done and skip what I'm going to tell you next. But if you would like it to be just a little bit smaller of a border, all you have to do is go over to your distance. I like to use the round one. You can use the square one. If you're cutting out angular patterns, the square one's the best, but I like to use the round one. It's a little more forgiving. And I just turn it down until it is somewhere in the range that I want it. And mostly on this one, I'm watching this spider up here because I want there to be enough paper left when it's done so that that won't just, you know, fall off. So I'm going to go until I feel like there is enough. That probably will do it. Right about there. So there's just this, you can see there's two red lines and there's this outside border. I click apply here and now it'll stay set. And because I'm blind as a bat, I have to zoom in here to do this next part. So what I do is I zoom in and there's two lines. There's an outside line and an inside line. I click the inside line and I choose delete and it removes that inside line. Now, if you look, you still have this inner white part cut out, okay? So if you want that cut out, there's like a little one down here and a couple of them on the boots and that kind of stuff. Right now, you would just go right into the print and cut, all right? But I don't want that. I'm gonna just have it a solid sticker. So what I do is I click on the outside red cut line, right click on it. Let me see if I can get it down here in the screen. Right click on it. Whoops, missed. Release compound, and you'll see that now all these inside parts are all chosen. So I click off to remove those boxes because I just want, and if there's an easier way to do this, I'm sure find it or let me know. That would be nice. But I just go through and I choose the parts I want to remove the cut lines from. And like I said, there's probably, missed. I think there's no other ones. Yep, we don't have any other ones. And so now I'm going to zoom back out here so we can see the whole witch. So now if you print and cut this, you'll print and cut just this outline of the witch. There won't be any side. Now, let's say you did this and you were like, oh gosh, she's like ginormous. What do I do? All that I do is I select both images and I group them. And then I just resize to whatever size I want. Now you would just put her where you want, fill all the rest of your stickers in here, go up to print, maybe, there we go, print, do your normal printing, and cut it, okay, and I'm not going to do that. Once it's printed, just put it on your mat. You should know this, how to do this by now. You put it in the upper right hand corner. You can see the arrow here. This is where it goes on your mat, and cut it, and it should cut it. Now, when I do the cutting, these are the settings that I use. I have just full sheet white sticker sheets that I got from Amazon. I'll put the link down to them below. I just use the Silhouette brand white sticker brand paper. And then if you click on it, it'll bring you settings. So you have the white, I was reading above it, the white sticker paper, and you have these settings. Depending on the blade, now like I just changed out my blade, so I ended up with the blade settings being different. My recommendation is to have some scratch paper to test it on, or just be prepared to throw it out. Because my last blade, I had it on, the blade was set to 1, and I left all of this detail, and I had it on double cut. This blade, I put in a brand new blade. I have it actually on the blade setting on 0, and I don't double cut, and it works just fine. And that's if you want the stickers to not cut all the way through the backer paper. If you want it to cut all the way through the backer paper, set it at whatever you want. But what I do is I usually have it set at 1. I leave this stuff alone, and I have my blade either on 1 or 0 on the machine. And I cut it, and that's pretty much all that I do. Like I said, there's a bazillion videos out there on this, but I hope this helped for just regular quickie graphics. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I will answer what I can. And Linda, this one's for you. Y'all have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Bye now.